Diddy's involvement in Biggie's death has been a mystery for the ages, and there's really hasn't been any type of like concrete evidence as of yet. Now, Rolling Stone did do their best job to suggest that Diddy got Biggie killed without actually saying it. In their new Diddy hit piece, they sort of provided a couple of, I guess, excerpts or statements from a couple of people, which will testify that Biggie and Diddy weren't really on the best of terms when Biggie passed away. This photographer here, named is Monique Bunn. Now, she gave a statement to Rolling Stone stating that Biggie told her that he was leaving Bad Boy really soon and his lawyers were currently in the process of getting his publishing back from Diddy. She would say Biggie was absolutely about to leave Puff. I know for a fact because he told me that. And another source would actually confirm that and says everybody wanted to leave Puffy. Everybody leaves him. Now, Gene Dale, Diddy's long-term security guard, who's been on an exposing spree, isn't going as far to say that Diddy is involved in Biggie's death in terms of Diddy called the hit on Biggie, but Gene Dale is saying that Diddy is responsible for Biggie's death, and here's why.
When it comes to Biggie's murder, do you think Diddy should be held accountable?
No doubt. I didn't think that way, because I too was traumatized in a way, to be totally honest. When you pull somebody out the car and they done pissed and they done shit on themselves, and you got that dead weight in your hand, and you got to sit down there and tell this man mother, what you heard, what you saw, after this dude that lied to his mother. That's trauma, bro.
Just in case it's not obvious by now, Gene Dale was the security guard on duty who pulled Biggie out the car, as he just stated, and he actually drove Biggie to the hospital as well. Now, here's the thing. Gene Dale is traumatized for having to watch Biggie die, and he blamed Puff. See, according to Gene Dale, in multiple other interviews, he claimed that Puffy was terrified, and Puffy felt like if he sacrificed Biggie to the LA Wolves, they would be content and not really chasing get back or revenge anymore because Biggie would be the revenge. So according to Gene Dale, Diddy purposely brought Biggie to LA, and he didn't call a hit on Biggie, but he knew that somebody would get Biggie when Biggie get to LA. So he just brought Biggie to LA and made Biggie open season for anybody who wanted revenge to get Biggie.
97% of those people would say he had no business in LA at that time. We all knew that. Why would Puff rent studio time? Come on, man, look. You got to look at what people do, man. Pac just got killed. It ain't no kind of business Big was doing. Big couldn't even walk. He couldn't run. They was pushing him around in a wheelchair, brother. Why the hell would you rent studio time in LA for him to finish your album when in fact you got your own studio, Daddy's house? Let's keep it a buck. Let's stop this bullshit, man. Let's stop doing these interviews, man, about this shit. Because people ain't getting it. He did not want the beef with the Crips. Puff ain't want the beef with the Dog Pound, Snoop them or whatever. Big started that beef. You understand what I'm saying? Puff ain't want none of that beef. So what I'm going to do is, y'all want the sheep? I'm going to put them out the pasture. Catch them if you can. If you got that wolf in you, catch them if you can.
That's why the Monique Bunn statement is so important, because this time last year, when a lot of us heard that particular theory, we said, well, that's dumb. Like, that's just stupid. Like, why would Diddy want Biggie dead when Biggie was Diddy's biggest artist, when Biggie was making Diddy millions of dollars? Well, when Monique Bunn gave a statement saying that Biggie was on his way out of Bad Boy, when Biggie was leaving Diddy and getting his publishing back, well, that lends a hand to that theory. Regardless of not if we believe it or not, it still helps the theory, because then the theory would be, well, Biggie was leaving Bad Boy anyway. And if Diddy thought, yo, these West Coast dudes, who is in a city that I stay, is either going to get my blood or Biggie blood. They're going to need revenge for Tupac's death. So Diddy threw Biggie to the wolves and kind of sacrificed him. Now, Gene Deal would even double down on that theory and stated that he believes that Diddy is responsible because Diddy not only went out of his way to bring Biggie to the LA, even though Biggie was reluctant, he brought Biggie to LA and then gave Biggie minimal security.
He's responsible for not having enough security. He's responsible for having Big there. He's responsible for not listening to security by telling them, if we go to this party, one of us gonna die tonight. Somebody gonna get killed tonight. They coming to kill us, Puff.
In another interview, another associate of Puff and Biggie called Clark Kent would say that Biggie told him the only reason he was at the party was because Puff invited him there or Puff wanted him there. That's the only reason he was going. Now, it's unclear why Puff was adamant to have Biggie at that party, even though his own security is testifying that he told Puff that, yo, if we go to this party, one of us is going to die. It's not a good idea. We shouldn't be here, Puff. Let's not. It's unclear why Puff was pushing the issue. But nonetheless, though, now, according to Gene Deal, he wasn't even thinking about Puff being responsible. He was still grieving and having trauma. But he snapped out of it and became enraged when he seen Puff lie to Biggie's mom and act naive when speaking to news anchors.
And you heard Puff lie a couple of times in the past. I didn't know. Nobody told us. We was just young. You knew. You heard him lie as if you didn't know. And then he put his boys, Mark Pitts and Wayne Barrow, right over there in Ms. Waller's ear. Whereas that she should have been filing a lawsuit against Clyde Davis and Arista and Bad Boy Records for the death of her son. Because they did not have the proper security for the notorious Big. In the height of what was determined the East Coast, West Coast war.
Let's talk about that. Tupac Shakur's death about 6 months ago kind of showed how vulnerable rap artists are.
Yes.
Did Biggie at all feel that his life was in danger?
He never told me, I can only speak, he never told me he felt that his life was in danger. We always, me and him, we always had conversations, and I'm very close with God, and through our relationship, I was trying to show him how God is his friend, and he was taking in God as his friend, you know, and it was a gradual thing, and he started understanding. He even had got a scripture, you know, tattooed on his arm, and I have this medallion of Jesus that he went and he had got the same medallion of Jesus.
What did the scripture say?
It said, the Lord is the light of my life. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is my salvation. Whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies and foes, came to eat upon my flesh, they stumbled and fell.
That's the bullshit Gene Deal was talking about. Bro, Puff is speaking to this news reporter in his manufactured soft tone, just lying out of his teeth. Bro, Biggie had an album talking about death. Like, Biggie, you know, apparently knew like his life was in danger. According to Gene Deal, he told Puff, everybody was aware that when we go to this party, our life is in danger. And it was Puff who made the executive decision to override security and go to that party. But according to Puff, this was all a blind side. He didn't know nothing. And according to Puff, bruh, he was the one who introduced Biggie to God. Do y'all know who Biggie's mom is? Puff, I can guarantee you, Puff, you ain't the reason why Biggie was a Christian. Like, you ain't the reason why Biggie had a close relationship with God, bro. Biggie's mother is literally one of the most profound praying women you would ever meet. It's just BS, man. All right? Now, listen, man. I don't know if Puff is involved. I really can't speak on it all. I don't know, all right? But what I will say, man, is there's a lot of bad things surrounding Puff's name, man. I hope he clears it up, right? But speaking of mysterious rumors and bad things, click on this video right here to find out why Cardi B went berserk on the rapper Bia after she was caught passing around a video claiming that this video is of Cardi B cheating on her husband Offset. Click on this video right here to see my reaction to Cardi B's response to that, right? I'm gonna see you guys in this video. Out of here, folks. Peace.